More on BP and especially about its latest to stop the spill in the Gulf with a cap. We turn now to Ian MacDonald. Ian is a professor of oceanography at Florida State University and a seepage expert. He's been researching natural oil seeps in the Gulf of Mexico for more than 20 years. He's also an expert in remote sensing detection of oil sheens and spills. Dr. MacDonald now joins us from Tallahassee, Florida. Welcome to you. How much detail do we know at this point about what's going on with this new discovery of oil seepage?
We don't know enough. The Unified Command needs to clarify soon the source of their concerns and what exactly they're responding to.
All right, so then is the seepage, so we understand just what the mechanics of a seepage is it a reaction to building pressure? Is this a reason perhaps for BP to remove the cap to alleviate some of that pressure?
Well, there seems to be a source of bubbles or fluid coming out of the seabed about a mile away from the wellhead. And depending on what has caused that and how long that fluid and bubbles have been flowing, that could be a cause for alarm. It could be a natural seep, in which case it's been something that's been going on for perhaps thousands of years. But we don't know exactly, and the data that I've seen, or all I've really seen are fuzzy video, are not enough to clarify this.
What are the chances, though, I think you referenced this, that this seepage has just always been there? I mean, how do you prove that it's part of the BP disaster?
Well, if it's natural seepage, there will be biological indicators and geological indicators that are very obvious to people familiar with seeps. So we should be able to go to that site and find clamshells and other kinds of features, other organisms, bacteria on the bottom that would take a long time to establish and would not have been something that would have come up over the past couple of months. So a natural seep would have very clear indicators. Something new could appear like a crater or a gush of sediment and oil and gas from the bottom. And but we need to know. We need more information, and it's unfortunate that we're not getting a clear picture from the Unified Command. The Unified Command needs to be more unified here.
I think a lot of people share your sentiment. If you were asking questions, I mean, how specifically would you phrase it?
Well, I'd want to know, are they seeing an acoustic trace of bubbles in the water column? In other words, can they go over this thing with a device like a fish finder and see a track of bubbles rising from the seabed up toward the surface? Number two, can they go over with an ROV and approach this thing and give us some clear video to inspect both the source of whatever's coming out, or if there's nothing coming out, verify that, and then see if there are indicators of natural, biological indicators of natural seepage. And I think we could dispose of that pretty quickly. But right now we're basing our concern on rumors, and that's not enough.
All right. Well, seepage of some sort is there. There's also a lot of incidents of natural seepage. So what do you do about it? How do you contain it?
If it's natural seepage, we don't do anything about it. It's been flowing for thousands of years and everything is adjusted. If this is something caused by damage in the well, then that is a matter for concern. And that tells us that this opera is not over. The fat lady has not sung yet. They have not yet plugged up the well. And they say they're getting close. They need to get closer, and they need to get it done. Because these caps, as effective as they've been, they're only temporary solutions. And as we see, there are problems that can arise that would be more serious.
All right. And I just want to point out to our viewers, they were looking at a live picture of that cap. These are some other pictures of the oil sheen, I believe, versus the seepage that we're talking about here. What is your view of the relief wells, the two relief wells in the process of being drilled right now? And will that solve the problem of the main leak as well as the seepage if it does exist?
Well, it can solve the problem, and usually they're successful with these relief wells. They've been done before. They were done to stop Ishstock, and they were done to stop the Australian blowout. And so they can work. They have to be very careful. They're trying to hit a 10-inch wide pipe from miles away, and that's really threading a needle. So that's why it's taking so long. It's very frustrating as they come out this and try to get it exactly lined up. That is hopefully the final solution to that. When they breach the well bore down at depth and pump that mud and cement in, that should plug everything up.
And then in addition to the seepage, sorry to interrupt you, they are also talking about methane being detected above the well. So how does that complicate matters?
If methane is being detected above the well and with the cap shut off, that could indicate that there is a new source of discharge. On the other hand, we have discharged so much oil and gas from this well that it's not surprising to find elevated methane anywhere in the vicinity of the Macondo well.
Dr. MacDonald, Professor of Biological Oceanography, Florida State University, many thanks for your time and insights. We are going to continue